Well, hello, my friends. Thank you for joining us again today. Today, I'm joined with two of my really good friends, Mr. George Hoggard and his lovely wife, Brenda. Now, Mr. George, you've heard me talk about. He is my friend that takes me fishing.
I try to.
You try to. Oh, we had a wonderful time yesterday, didn't we?
Today.
Oh, was it today? Yes, it was. Anyway, I get so confused sometimes, but we're so glad to have them with us. Henderson has always said that
George Henderson.
George Henderson has always said that his ministry was taking the pasture fishing. I've mentioned that to many people, but what many people don't know, maybe some of you that are watching, he has more than just that ministry. In fact, he and his wife have worked in children's work for 50 years. And they have affected many, many people's lives, many children's lives. And it's commendable at the work that they have invested in young people's lives. And so I've asked them to join us today just to share a little bit about how you got started. What year? Do you remember what year you got started?
I don't.
You don't remember? It was in the 70s, wasn't it?
It was in the 70s.
In the 70s. And just tell me how you first got involved in children's ministry.
Well, we were at I was at a revival, and
You didn't go with her?
not the first night,
Okay.
the third night.
The
we
third
went.
night, okay.
But anyway, and I got saved, and that Sunday, the pastor's wife asked me to go with her in children's church to help keep the children. And I went, and she said the next Sunday she wanted me to help her. So the next Sunday I went in there and we got started and teaching, and she said, "Oh, I've got to go play the organ for my husband," and she never came back.
And so right at the very beginning, when you gave your heart to the Lord, you began to work in
I
children's
did.
ministry.
I
And so
did.
how did you get him involved?
Well, he started coming to the revival on the third night after I'd started, and we were praying, and the Lord spoke to us at the altar one night together that he wanted us to work with
So did you
children.
get saved during that revival?
Sure, I did. Well, how I get in there work with the children, I didn't get saved.
Oh, wow.
We had some old pastors, an old brother and sister Asia Attico, all the way from Texas, and they were our pastors, and they're the ones that got us involved and got us started.
And so right at the very beginning, you got involved in ministry. Now, let me just ask you a question. Do you think that that is a good thing for young people, young believers, to get involved in ministry?
Absolutely, because once you get involved in ministry and the Lord starts using you and you get to share his goodness with children or whatever you share it with, it makes you want more of him. It makes you hunger for more of him because he's so good and faithful, and you see his faithfulness and you just hunger for more.
One more thing I want you to share before we cut off. You could not have children.
Right.
And could you just give us that testimony real quick? Because I think that this really plays a part. Really, I do.
When we first got married, I wanted children so bad. It just felt to me like I just wanted a child so bad. And we tried, and I could get pregnant, but I couldn't carry the child, and I would have a miscarriage. And it happened over and over. And the doctor told me, he said, "You can get pregnant, but you can't carry." And we were at a revival one night, and the preacher said, "There's somebody in this service that wants a child so much, and if by faith you'll come up, you'll hear footsteps in your home." And I went up and was prayed for, and he went with me, and within a year we had Greg. And then after Greg we had Stephanie, and then after
Less than a
Stephanie
year.
we had Joseph, and God has blessed us with 3 wonderful children.
What an awesome testimony. Now, this obviously was after you started working with children, correct? I mean, you started
Yes,
working.
yes.
So, I was just thinking about this, and I don't know, but it's just like God, where you started working with kids, and he saw your heart, and because of your faithfulness in getting involved in ministry, He gave you the desires of your heart.
Yes, he did.
And what an awesome testimony. Well, I want to thank you for joining us today. And again, what they have invested in so many young people's lives, and only eternity is going to tell the lives that you all have affected and changed. And I want to thank you for it. Thank you for joining with me today on my Nuggets at Noon. God bless.